Poland is sending a strong message, or shot across the bow, to all foreign currencies around the world, including their own. As we look around, let's talk about why this is so important right now. Yes, that's right. Poland has done something big. That they just reported about how much gold they have in the central bank and what they did with the last numbers that were released. This is going to be a link to an article from Business Insider that talks about what the Polish central bank just did. As part of a larger change in their reserve plan, they are continuing to add to the amount of gold they hold. A report from December 19th says that the National Bank of Poland bought almost 12.5 tons of gold in November. That's really big, and by the end of the month, it had 17.47 million ounces, which is more than 543 tons and worth more than 266.5 billion in Polish zloty. It is wonderful. We can be our own central bank then. I've been telling you to do that for a long time. I think this is the lesson that is being sent to us right now because of what's going on. I will talk about that soon. Getting these little gram bars and wallets from Summit Metals is a way to save gold, even when the price is lower. I think these are really, really cool. Check them out. I believe they come in a set with these. That starting pack comes with one of these wallets and 1 gram of gold. Still, you should check them out. You can find the link in the text below. They are the first business in this area to make these little wallets. There are other products out there that are copies of their idea, but they were the first ones to do it. Check them out. The link is in the text below. So, in September, the board of the National Bank of Poland agreed to increase the amount of gold in the bank's foreign exchange stocks from 20% to 30%. That's where the real fun starts, folks. They understand how important gold is and how foreign currencies and other world events are changing things. That's why they're putting more money on the line. In his speeches, President Adamiński has talked about gold's importance many times. The bank has also been slowly buying metal for years, and I've been talking about that on this channel. The fact that Poland is a Western country makes it important. They're on the edge of an Eastern and Western country, but I think they lean more toward the Western side. It's cool to see them take this step. It doesn't happen very often that Western countries get together like the BRICS nations do. Yes, Poland is in first place, and I will also talk about that in a moment. Poland now has a lot of gold in its reserve assets, which grew to 231 billion euros by the end of 2025. The National Bank of Poland says that security and liquidity are the most important things for reserve management. Take a moment to think about that. Safety and cash flow. According to a report released in April 2019 by the Bank of International Settlements, gold is the safest form of money. Gold is a Tier 1 object, which means it is the same as cash. Of course, we know it's much more valuable than cash, but cash is very easy to get. In fact, the dollar or the currency of your country is the most flexible thing there is. This is why it's the most common cash. But gold is the second most important thing to you and me. But we do know that gold is easy to move around. Because of how easy it is to sell, you might even get more money for it than for silver these days. And the price of gold has been breaking records as it trades at all-time highs. Right now, things are pretty stable around the $4,500 mark. But since this is a case, it's pretty amazing to see how far Poland has come and how much gold they have and are still getting. I also think that we should follow their lead as people. I believe the best thing for us to do now is to wait and buy a little when we can. Even though I know the price is high, it makes me feel good to know that I'm going to keep collecting, even if it's only a few fractions of an ounce at a time. You know, it's definitely exciting to see how liquid most of their assets are. They have high-grade government bonds, some corporate debt fund units, and a small amount of bank accounts. And that's why they've raised their gold share from 20% to 30%. That's where the focus is. Values have gone up even more because gold prices are going up so quickly. When they bought 12.5 tons at the end of November, the price was about $40,200 an ounce. As of the time this movie was recorded, the price was $4,500 an ounce. That's why it's so interesting. When I looked into this further, I found that my friend Bald Guy Money wrote on X that the amount of gold bought by central banks in November 2025 was the second highest of the year since 2000, after October 2025. Oh, and it's not a mistake. There's a reason for this. He didn't say what the reason is, but I think it's because they know the value of the currencies is going to go down and the price of silver will go up. That's what inflation is. The reason we know this is because currencies lose at least 2% of their value every year, even when there isn't inflation. At least that's what the Federal Reserve wants to happen. I'm not sure what the goals of the other central bank are, but they're probably somewhere in that range. Taking into account all of these banks' purchases, the November 2025 total of 45 tons of gold bought by central banks was the second highest monthly total of the year, after October's 53 tons, according to data from the World Gold Council. Gross purchases looked even higher than that, at around 70 tons. Who do you think is the best person in that fight to buy gold? The country behind them, Poland, was 12 tons heavier than them. It was Brazil. By the way, that's the letter B in Ukraine and BRICS. The United States got 10 tons and Brazil got 11 tons. The rise is part of a broader trend that has been going on for a few years. So far this year, 297 tons have been bought, despite global risk and efforts to devalue the dollar. This means that people have been buying a lot of gold on purpose, even though the price is well over $4,000 an ounce. Some people might also think that this means that central banks are sure that the price of gold will keep going up. I'm not sure if that's always the case, though. Gold is more important than paper currencies, no matter what the price is. This is what Poland is getting across. I also think you and I should get this. I think gold is a good way to keep your money and value safe. This is why I hold it. It has been shown to be that more than any other metal on the periodic table. Gold costs a lot because it is valuable. It's very important. It can't be used for many different things like silver can. It doesn't have as much of an industrial part to it. There is an industrial part to it. Don't get that wrong. It's a big deal for gold. In many ways, it is unique. But I guess it's not quite the same as silver in that way. And that's bad for silver, I think. That's why it's a lot more unstable. This is why, in 2017, I made the clear choice to put more of my attention on gold. I have never given up on silver, and I never will. But I think that all people who collect silver should also collect gold. It would be smart for them to try to get some gold too. I think it is the best way for silver stackers to diversify, especially as they get better at it. It's crazy how much is going on in the world right now. What do people talk about most of the time? I believe that people should understand and value the fact that it is made of gold. And I think that once you have an ounce or even a gram of gold, you will understand why it is so valuable to countries all over the world and to cultures throughout history. That's all there is to it, folks. It has to do with its historical value. It's funny, but as I get older, I really value history more. Gold has been important in history for many reasons. It has been the cause of wars. Civilizations have had all of their resources stolen in order to get to the gold. Gold has been put to good use. Bad things have been done with it. Even though it's just a tool, it's valuable. This is known to central banks as well. The Federal Reserve, which is the U.S.'s central bank, is in charge of the papers that are on deposit with the U.S. Treasury. There are 8,033 tons of them. Now, do you really think it's there? A lot of you don't, though. Even though I think it's there, I think we should get a real, full, and independent audit of the gold holdings. But that's just what I think. And I think we should, look into it. We should take a look. Now that Elon Musk and Donald Trump are friends again, maybe he can talk to Trump about opening up those vaults and giving him a tour. At the very least, let's bring it to light. Yeah, gold is a strong metal, and its price is very close to all-time highs. Please let me know what you think about Poland and their gold plans. I hope this movie was interesting, helpful, and educational for you. Thank you so much for watching, and please rate, share, review, and subscribe.